So following up on the last WPF video, really we needed to break off and do the server work in order to fully finish this application. So we've started that, but now we're getting a lot of requests where people want to see more WPF stuff. It's like an exciting topic. So I'm going to jump back in and do a little bit of WPF. Like I said, there's not much I can do until we do the server now. But what I think I'm going to do is going to be we'll do the search feature. We'll make the whole chat message section searchable. So let's just jump straight in and get to it. So we want to do that button there. So we've got the button here, which is this one. So let's just document that. And then what I think will have happen is when you click the search button, we'll slide out a full width search over the top of this here, which I think's a grid. Yes, it's this grid here, I think. Yeah, so we'll basically have it inside this grid. So we want it here. We'll chuck another grid. We'll have it spanning over the full 2 columns. So you can then see, we're going over the full width there, which is what we want. We don't need the background color though. We will then have the column definitions. So we'll have, the first one will be like a close button over here. Zoom in a little bit. I would when I finish this. First one will be the close button. And then the next one will be the full width search. So we'll have like a close here and then a big text box. So to do that, we'll just do search overlay, we'll call this. We'll just go ahead and take like this this message box here. That's the kind of style we want. Just copy all that for now. Place that in here. This will be the search box. Doesn't need a name. It's going to be in column 2. And this will be search text. Get rid of focus, get rid of text, vertical alignment, border, padding, except just get rid of all of that, I think. And then we want a button, close search button. So again, this will just be basically copy the search button, change the icon. Oh no, that's the style. Change the icon here to a close button. And then you can see we have some search text. I think we need a bit of margin on there. We don't want any on the left, but we'd put 5 all the way around otherwise. Let's just run this and try and visualize what this looks like now. So this is what we'll have with the search when it's out, which I think looks all right. I think that's fine. So we will have, we're gonna have to move on to the view model now to bind anything else, I think. So ultimately we want this to slide out and this to slide back in and this to search. But I mean, that's pretty much the UI right there. We just need to now bind it all up. So we'll jump over to the chat message list view model. And in here, we're going to have a lot of changes. So we're going to have to search the text. When you're typing and then you press enter, you want to search, which is fairly obvious. But then there's certain things, say you type test and press enter and it searches. And then you type away, but then you come back and you end up with the same value and you press enter. You don't want to research the Oh, I'm sending a message there somehow. Fix that in a minute. So you don't want to research the same text, if you will, as you're searching. So we'll have to have like a last search text value. We'll also have to have in this list. See if I can get that. Yeah, so I've got to fix that error, which is basically allowing blank messages. Okay, so back to the topic. We will have this list needs to be filtered now, so that when we search, we limit the results. So we'll have to create a filter there. We'll need a flag for when this search dialog's open or closed, and then all the commands to do that. So let's just go ahead and bulk out this view model. So we'll have a new region, protected properties or protected members, and we'll have string last search text, last searched text in this list, and as we mentioned, we'll populate that as as we need to. Another one for the actual search text, and the reason we're not just doing straight properties is because we'll need to do certain things when this when the text changes. For example, if it goes to an empty string, then we'll maybe want to refresh the search so that all the content reappears, little things like that. So we'll have public properties for some of these protected strings, but we can't just do straight getter setter because we need to do something on the setter. So you'll see that as we go through. So this will be the text to search for in the search command. We'll have to take this items list and do something when it changes, because we'll have a filtered items list. So we'll copy and paste the whole thing. We'll have a protected version, and then we'll obviously get rid of the getter setter, and we'll name it correctly for items. So exactly the same thing. We'll come and tweak this in a minute to then set this instead. But let's just get the protected members done first. And I think there's one more then for the search is open. A flag indicating if the search dialog is open, which is that bar that we've done to slide along. So I think that's all we'll need for protected members. Public properties, now we'll have to alter this. So the getter can just return the items as it did. The set, we want to first make sure list has changed. So if the values are the same, return. Otherwise, update the value. And then in here now, we simply want to update filtered list to match. So what we're going to do, this probably change once we integrate into the server, because we'll have like a back-end database to store these things and do searches properly. But for now, we're just going to create a duplicate set of items, which are filtered items. So we'll just copy and paste this. We'll do filtered items, and the chat message items from the list that include any search filtering. So this is the one they want to bind to. This is really a, you don't want to be editing this. So we'll even put like a little note for the developers. Do not call items.add to add messages to this list. And then we'll think about this further down the line. How we potentially just remove this altogether so they can't access it and they have to do, like add message or add item or things. But for now, that's fine. We'll put the note in, and we'll also make it a private settable so it can't be. In fact, no, leave it as public is fine. So this is good enough here. We basically all we've done is swap the items public property to have a backing member, a protected backing member. And that's all normal. So this right now does nothing different than simply being a getter and setter. The benefit is now here we can do anything custom. And for that, every time the items get set, like the whole items list gets changed, we'll just simply clone those items into the filtered list, the ones that you're now ultimately going to see. So we'll do a new observable collection with the same items, basically. And the reason you can't just do filtered items equals M items is because this would create effectively a reference to this, so they become the exact same list. Then if you edit the items list or add or remove from either list, they're going to do the same thing, and that's not what you want. So you're going to have to make a new list and pre-populate it with the items. So we've got the items list, we've got the filtered items, which is now basically the items list just with any search text applied. So anything we've searched for. One thing I think we're missing that we've never bothered doing yet is if I were to hide that a minute, this display text here, the title, we've never actually done anything with. We've never bound, we've just done text here. So let's just at least add that back. So do binding, call it display title or something. And then let's just go and add a public string called display title. The title of this chat list. And again, we'll set that when we come to find out where we use it. We'll just want to get this view model done first. So at least we've got the property ready. We'll then need a search text string as well. So public string search text. This again will be the getter, which will return that underline property. The text to search for when we do a search. And then the get, the set will do again check property, check value is different. So if search text is the same as value, don't bother updating. Otherwise, update the value. So again, normal getter setter for now. And now the difference here in the search text is if we are an empty string, as we mentioned, if there's nothing in the string when it changes, let's just call search to research the empty string effectively and bring back all the original. So we'll do if string is null empty, then so if the search is empty, search text is empty, search to restore messages. And we haven't done the search function yet, but we know we'll call it search, so that's fine there. That'll be the search text we need. What else did we say? We've got the public boolean search is open. And again, the getter will return the underline backing property. Flag indicating if the search dialog is open. Same again. Check value is changed. When search is open equals value, do nothing. Update value. And now here, the difference is, what do we want to do here? I think when we close the dialog, so once we click close or it closes however we want to clear the search text, because otherwise the last search would remain active in the view. So if you search for, say, hello, and then you close the search dialog, your results are still going to be filtered to the hello and not the, your whole results, which is what you'd naturally expect. So if dialog closes, so if it's not open, clear search text. And by clearing the search text, it will then invoke this anyway, because then when it's null, it'll search. So by closing the search, we'll clear the text. By clearing the text, we'll perform a search, and because the search will be on a blank string, it'll restore all the text. So that's kind of how it will cascade down. I think that's it for properties. So fix a few spelling mistakes while we're here. So public commands now. So these are nice and easy. Public I command, search command, which is fairly obvious. That will be for searching. The command for when the user wants to search. We'll have, what else we have? We'll have clear search, open, and close search. So we'll do open search command, close search command. Command when the user wants to open the search dialog. Wants to close the search dialog. And finally, I forgot what I said, search, open, close, clear. You want to clear the text. Which I don't think we'll make use of because we'll do it with the properties, but it's a command that you might well want to do. The command from the user wants to clear the search text. We need to then create all of those commands. I think that's all of them. So hide the, oh no, it's in the constructor we want to do it. So this will be search. Oh, what the? Ah. Search command will have a function called search. Open, close, clear. I've just installed Power Tools to get the present mode on so I can make the text larger for the videos since I reinstalled the machine and I haven't turned off this annoying peak thing yet. I use Control and click to instantly select the text, and now it's enabled there. Let me just see if I can find a quick way of turning that off. General Control click shows definition and peak. Disable that. No, it doesn't, unless I've just got to close and reopen this document. Give me 1 second, let me just see if I can get this off. Control click options. Control click shows definition and peak. Well, that's turned off. Tab appearance, colors, power commands. No, maybe I just need to close and reopen this chat message list view model. If not, I'll just live with it for this video. Nope, staying on. Okay, ignore it for now. I'll just have to live without my control click for this video. So we'll create an open search, a close search, a clear search function. We haven't made them yet, but we will. That is all of them created or initialized. So now let's create the actual methods. So in here we will do public void search. Search is the current message list and filters the view. Not going to do that for now because it's probably the biggest function. We'll come back to that one. Sort the nice easy ones for now. Public void clear search, and to be honest, no, I'll have to do a function for that. Clears the search text. We'll do a little bit of logic here. So if the if they're clearing the search text, like we're going to have it so when the dialog's open and the user, I don't know if they can see it in here. Get rid of the collapsed. So when this message box, the user's typing in and they press escape, we're going to bind it to a command. So we'll do text box dot input bindings, and I always forget these syntax, key binding command. Yep, so the command we will bind to the close clear search command, and the key for that will be escape. So basically when the user presses escape while they're in this dialog, we'll clear the text. If they press escape again when it's already blank, we'll close the dialog. So it's like a nice keyboard shortcut. So we'll just bind that to the clear search command. And then we'll have one when they press enter to do the search command. And that's when the key is called return. So this will be clear text on escape, search on enter. So that's those two commands, that's what they're gonna do. So basically this clear search will be fired whenever the user presses escape in that text box. So in that case, if there is some search text, so if not string dot is null or empty, search text, then search text equals string dot empty. Otherwise, if it's already empty, we will then want to set the search is open to false. Close search dialog. So that should give us the result we want. Next command is open search. That's nice and easy. We can just do a expression body to set search is open to true. Opens the search dialog. And then we'll have the one that closes, setting it to false. These shortcuts for control click is really annoying. So that's the close, the open, the clear. Now I think we're finally down to the search, which I'll do. We'll come back to the search. We'll build everything up first and make sure it all works. So I think potentially this, now we'll have to bind this whole grid, this search overlay, we'll have to animate this in. So we'll do animate and slide in from bottom left. Okay, looks like we've only got bottom and left. Okay, so we need to add a slide in from right. So let's just copy and paste the left one. Animate and slide in from right. Let's control click. Copy, paste. Animate framework sliding in from the right and sliding out to the right. Do animation, change this to right. And now we can use that property on here, and we'll bind the value to search is open. And that should get it to animate in. We need to also bind the search button here, the main button, in the first place to actually open search command, so it will open. We can have the close button as well, bind to the close search command. And I think that should build at a guess. Yeah, this machine is definitely slower. I built a Ryzen machine and swapped the Intel, and this Ryzen is not as fast. Right, so here's the search. We click and hopefully that animated, it faded in. It's not sliding. Oh, I know why. We have this search grid, if you will, is overlaying another grid. So it won't actually push out. We need to keep the margin. So we need just to make another slide-in property. We'll call the other one... Oh, I really hate this control click thing that's turned itself on. So slide-in margin, slide-in from right margin property. We'll go back to our property we just made, copy and paste it again, and make another one. It's just the same. We just call it margin. And then we simply keep the margin so that it will animate in with its actual width. That should fix the animation. On a really slow build. Come on. There we go. Right, so there's the animation. And there's the close button working. Then we'll change that to orange. So search text. We do that, we press enter, and we should hit our search command. So we type and press enter. Yep, we're ready to search. If we press escape, it should clear the text. No, it just closes. So let's just check the, oh, I know why. The, where are we? Where's my chat page thing gone? The search text box here. You always forget when you do this, you have to bind the text, would help. So binding is search text, and make sure you also do the update trigger for when the text changes. So that should set the search text now. Well, at least we know the logic for it closing worked because there was no text and it closed. So open, type away, escape has cleared the text, escape again should close, which it does. Closing and opening should clear the text, which it is. Escape twice, okay, that's all working. The only annoying thing there is it's not focusing. When we click this, we want this to focus. So that should be an easy fix. Just, again, select the text box here, and we'll make use of our local focus property we made way back when. And we'll bind that to search as open. So whenever search as open goes true, this attached property tells the text box to gain focus. So if we then click, we're now automatically in the search. Escape, escape hides it. Click, type away, escape, escape, click or close. So that's not bad. Let's change this cross to orange. Oh, what's that time doing over there? So you see that time there, the 10. It's stretched out to the image. It should be just stretched out to the message. The others works. It's just when there's an image. Okay, so let's fix that, and then let's change this cross to an orange one. Let's do the orange thing first. That's quicker. So just change the foreground on here to word orange, and then the, where's this? That is maybe a chat message item control, maybe. Yep, and time container. So let's move this time container from the outer grid, which I'm guessing has got the image in. Yeah. So let's cut this entire time container, and we want to chuck it inside wherever this grid is for just the text. Where is this grid? So this one's fine. So inside the message text attachment grid, I think, because mind you, the image is there. No, we want it inside this one, the chat message bubble one, so it doesn't expand with the image. So inside of this grid, right after the chat bubble anchor say, we'll chuck our stack panel. This grid row will actually be what it already is, the second one. In fact, I've made a mistake on the grid row on the other one. I'll go back and fix that in a minute. Add one more row to this for the time that we've chucked in. And this row will now be 1, I believe. No? What's going on here? Oh, I've added the row definition to the wrong grid. This one. There we go. So it's a 0-based row definition, and I remember doing the wrong row definition somewhere in here. Can't remember where, I just remember doing it. Where did we do? It was in this bit, I'm sure. Oh no, it was column, oh yeah, column 2. Column 1 it should be. It's actually worked, but it technically is wrong. It should be column 1. So that should have fixed, hopefully, the time, and button should be orange. So that still works, and now that's better. So that's now inside the text. Yeah, that's okay. The search now has the orange things, that's all good. So now we need to actually do the search. So that's the kind of why we're here. So let's get the search function done. So in the search, we want to start by, make sure we don't research the same text twice. So in this case, if first we'll do if the string dot is null or empty, so let's check both. The last search string and the current string. So if both of those are null or empty, they're the same thing. Or the strings are equal. So the last search string or the search text. So basically it's just checking if they're equal. It's just that we also want to do a null check in case this one's null and this one's empty. That's really the same thing. So if they're all the same, return. So that's that check out of the way. Then I guess if we have no search text or no items, so if the string is null or empty, search text, or the items as null, or the items.count, which is the the messages. The items.count is less than or equal to 0. Then we have nothing to technically search, or either we've got nothing to search, so they should match, or there's nothing in the list. So either way, if there's nothing to search or there's no items, then the filter list should be the same as the items list. So we'll simply then match the make filtered list the same. That would be filtered items equals new observable collection of whatever items there are. And then we want to update the last search, because now that's validated, we've done it. Search text, so set last search. And then just return, because we don't want to do anything otherwise. And then, well, we can do return, or we can just do else for how small the statement is. But we'll just do return, we don't like to nest ifs. So if we get here, then it means there is a new search that we haven't yet searched. The text is different. So in that case, we will find all items that contain the given text. So filtered items. And again, this will change when we do the server code, because we won't just be filtering by the items in this UI. We'll be filtering by you know, the whole items in the database, if you will, all the messages in the whole list, not necessarily just the ones we've currently got loaded. So for now, we'll just filter the live list, which is good enough. But then when the server code's done, we'll improve this and we'll make it more efficient as well. So let's also put a note there to do make more efficient search. For now, it's going to be quite simple. The filtered items are well, we can actually set it directly. So filtered items equals new observable collection, and the items that we want is basically the items we currently have dot where the item dot message dot to lower. So we can do a you know, a case insensitive contains check. So the new list is for items, just bring on a new line so it's a bit easier to see, where any of the items at lowercase contain the search text. And we'll keep the search that simple for now. Where we get that, we'll turn it to a list. In fact, we don't need to turn it to a list because that'll do it for us anyway, it'll enumerate. So there's the search, that will update the filtered items. And now we just want to update, or rather same text, set last search. Set last search text. So that we don't research the same thing. And I think that's it. I think that should search now. Because, oh no, we've got to bind to filtered items. So let's find out where we need to change the binding to those, you know, the items to the filtered items. Just close that a minute. It'll be binding items. Chat list control, no, chat message list control. So it's in the chat message list control, XAML, and this will change to filtered items. We also, where do we want to bring back this tile that we've bound. So let's just set that first as well. We have the chat list item view model, I think has got it in. And then so here where we create the dummy data, let's also create the dummy display tile for now. So we'll say Parnell me, as if there's two recipients in the list. And then we'll also want to do the design model as well. Chat message list design model. So that we get that in the UI again, we get that tile. For that, we'll keep this one as, say, just Parnell, so we can tell the difference as well. So now once we've compiled and run, we should get in the UI, we should get back our, there we go. So we've got Parnell back now, that's bound. And when we run, we should get Parnell, me to show that it's, you know, they're the two places we were setting it. So we'll click here, and there we go. So we've now bound that tile as well. So this should now search. So let's search for new. So new, enter. There we go. So we've got new, press escape. It clears the search. Received. Yep, it's filtered by received. Something doesn't exist. And then if we close, it should clear. Which it does. That's looking quite good. New test. Okay, so when we're adding to the list, we are now not seeing our messages. So we need to fix that. Where do we do that? That will be in the send command. So in the send command now, we have make sure items, so ensure list is not null. Or in this case, ensure lists are not null, because we're going to do both. So copy these two. This will be filtered items. Fake a new message. This will get updated. So for now, we'll remove that. And this will be var message equals new message. And now instead of just adding it to here, we will add it to the filtered items as well. I think that should fix that little issue. So we go to here, we now type, yep, so we've got new ones, search for test, and we see test, escape, we see them all. Now we need to fix that issue with being able to send a blank message as well. I thought I'd fixed that before. So why do we not? Don't send a blank message. Have string.is null or empty, pending message text, just return. I could have sworn we'd done that fix before. So now that's it, we can't send a blank message now, which is fine. I mean, we'll be able to, we'll tweak that once we have, you know, attachments, and you want to send an attachment with no text, it's fine, but certainly not just a, you know, a totally blank message. So that's it. It's quite simple. You know, you'll think it's complicated to do a search, and you know, you might be scared off or wondering how, but that's really all there is to it. It's a nice, easy UI, nice animations, and you know, you've got your instant search. So again, this will be tweaked when we've done the real server code, but for now, in order to, you know, carry on doing the WPF, hopefully this was an interesting video. Any comments, let me know. Anything you want to see next, bearing in mind that, you know, we've got a limitation with not actually having the server code spun up yet, so I need to keep going with those videos. But anything you want to see next in these videos, just comment and let me know, and I'll consider it.